Hey, my name's Chris Dura. I started fishing Dell Hollow for smallmouth, and I'm a big crappie fisherman. One day I was out fishing for some smallmouth using a shaky head, found a hump in the middle of the lake, and started catching some slab crappie off of it when I was bass fishing. And so I played around with the idea, went back with my jigs, and found out that the crappie like to stay on ledges in the wintertime, anywhere from 20 feet deep and down to the end of the ledge close to about 50 feet deep. So ever since then I've learned a new way of fishing for crappie, and I've taken it to other lakes, and the success rate's been not nearly as good as at one spot, but I can still duplicate it and catch a lot of good crappie in the wintertime at deep spots, especially in clear water.
How deep and how do you catch them like that?
The biggest thing is when you find them, I usually count down. They won't move far, it seems like, in the wintertime as far as they will in the springtime. So you got to put it in front of their nose. Basically, I count down, get down to the depth where I catch one, and then you try to duplicate it. But you may go today and they'll be right on the side of the ledge in probably 20-25 feet of water, and then you go back tomorrow and they won't be there, and you just drop it 2 or 3 feet at a time until you start catching them, and you can go down. I've caught them as deep as 50 feet on the sides of the ledges, and you'll catch a lot of them at that depth. It's amazing how many can be at that depth in the wintertime.
What ounce jig and what pound test line?
I prefer 4 pound. Sometimes I will use 6, sometimes go down to 2, but I usually stay around 4. That way when you do get a good crappie, especially if he pulls you in something, you can normally get them out. You just have to retie often, and I think it does make a big difference in the number of and the quality of the fish that you catch.
What size jigs are you using and what color?
Basically, I like a 1/16 ounce in the wintertime if there's no wind, just if they're fishing at depth to get it down a little bit faster. My favorite color is usually a blue color to a chartreuse. It's one of my top winter colors. I also like the pearl blues, pearl blue white fluorescent type baits. Another one that I use a lot is a white with a milky white with a chartreuse tail. Seems to be a really good producer.
Do you see many other people fishing in December 50 foot deep for crappie?
I do not. Most of the people that I do see fishing when they are on some of these highland reservoirs are usually fishing the banks, fishing grass, especially on Dell Hollow, and they're usually only fishing anywhere from 15 to 20 feet deep.
And have you been able to duplicate this kind of pattern on other deep clear lakes?
I have. Center Hill, there's a spot actually there that I found that's almost just like the one on Dell Hollow, and you can go there and you won't catch the quality fish that you can on Dell Hollow, but you still catch some really good, 1.5 pound, 2 pounders in the wintertime off of those type spots.